Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Courtney, you can call me Quartz. I work in film and I post content about it. Today I'm sitting down to introduce you to some of the most iconic scream queens of all time. And the reason for that is because 4 years ago I made my very first short film and it was inspired by the show Scream Queens. It's more like a sketch comedy based on Scream Queens. In honor of making my first movie, getting a crew together, producing and writing and acting in it, we should probably talk about some Scream Queens. We'll probably get educated on Scream Queens. So let's educate ourselves on Scream Queens together. Let's get into it. I want to start by getting the definition of what is a Scream Queen. Oh my god, I'm blind. Oh, one second. Oh, I don't like this. These are so gross. You can't even see my eyes now. Just, okay. A Scream Queen is an actress who is prominent and influential in horror films, either through a notable appearance or a reoccurring role. A Scream King is the male equivalent. Let's be real, nobody talks about Scream Kings. Name one Scream King that you know of. Ah! My neighbors probably think I'm so crazy. So I'm pretty sure the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of a Scream Queen is Jamie Lee Curtis, because by definition, she's an actress known for her prominent and influential performances in horror movies that are reoccurring. Jamie Lee Curtis is the first thing that I think of when I think of a Scream Queen. First, I want to introduce you to the show Scream Queens, because if you haven't seen it, it's unreal. It is written, produced, directed by Ryan Murphy, who did American Horror Story and Glee. He's just diverse. He just has duality. Scream Queens, the show, came out in 2015. Why does it feel way more recent than that? I think they only did 2 seasons, which is really sad because the first season is so funny. It's horror comedy, so it makes sense. It's kind of that blended world of American Horror Story and Glee energy. It's full of pop culture references and the writing is so good. It's so fast. It's kind of like Gilmore Girls. I'm watching Gilmore Girls right now, but it's at that speed where if you miss any dialogue, you're gonna miss a joke. And this is why I have to watch TV with the subtitles on. Don't come for me, okay? I love my subtitles. I heart subtitles. It's definitely one of those shows, though, that you have to put the subtitles on, otherwise you're gonna miss something. Starring Emma Roberts, Billy Lord, Abigail Breslin, Jamie Lee Curtis. See, you can't have a show called Scream Queens and not have Jamie Lee Curtis. So let's run you through it. Wallace University is rocked by a string of murders. Kappa House, the most sought-after sorority, is ruled with an iron fist by Chanel Oberlin, Chanel #1. However, when the dean states that sorority pledging must be open to all students, all hell breaks loose. Yes, this was my favorite Halloween costume that I ever did, was Chanel #1, and it's still so fun. Sometimes I go out and think about just dressing like that because iconic costumes. Show is everything. It's probably one of my favorite shows ever written, which is why I had to write my own little sketch, which is not good. My movie is not good if you watch it. Go watch my really terrible sketch that's super unoriginal, but I love it and it was so much fun. Best experience ever. So we're gonna go through this Us Weekly article about the top 10 Scream Queens of all time, starting with Jamie Lee Curtis all the way to Neve Campbell. Can I live my life without a pop-up? So coming in at number 10, they're ranking Jenna Ortega, which is the second person that I thought of when I was thinking of a Scream Queen. Jenna Ortega definitely comes to mind. You can see her in The Insidious Chapter 2 from 2013, Scream from 2022, and she's in X, which is part of the Maxine Pearl T. West franchise. I don't know what the franchise is called. Those movies are some of my favorite movies also of all time. And she was in the first one. She was in X. Love that for her. And then of course she just had Beetlejuice come out. So Jenna Ortega is very much a modern day Scream Queen and we love to see it. I think I remember seeing her talk about in an interview how she just sort of fell into horror and just became her brand and she just has fun with it. Obviously she plays the Wednesday Addams, so it's something that she will be remembered for sure. Definitely counts as a Scream Queen in my opinion. Okay, next up we have Marilyn Burns. Marilyn Burns, where you will know her from, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, Helter Skelter in 1976, one of the OG Scream Queens. Burns appeared in the 1974 classic of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Should I watch that? I feel like I should watch that. As Sally, the final girl who escapes Leatherface on a flatbed truck as the sun goes down on his abandoned small town. One of the most brutal films to ever exist for its time, Burns has said she was the happiest girl alive after the grueling shoot was finally over, as the cast notably was forced to shoot in unbearable Texas summer temperatures that caused exhaustion, foul smells, and heat stroke. In true Scream Queen fashion, she reprised the role in 2013. What a trooper. Last summer here in Vancouver, there was like multiple sets who had sent multiple crew members to hospitals because of heat stroke and lack of hydration. So take care of yourself out there, kids. Long days and hot sun. That's really scary. Coming in at number 8, we have Jennifer Love Hewitt, which I don't know. Actually, maybe. Okay. I know her from the series Ghost Whisperer, which I love that series. You will know her from I Know What You Did Last Summer in 1997, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer from 1998. While Hewitt is often known for comedy over horror, there is no denying that her performance as Julie James in the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise cemented her as one of the best final girls of all time. What does that mean? Touching on one of my more recent videos, we have Micah Monroe. You will know her from The Guest in 2014, It Follows in 2015, most recently Longlegs, starring Nicolas Cage as our villain. I just did a video on Longlegs and I won't stop yapping about it because I'm obsessed with that movie, so go check it out if you've seen Longlegs, and if you haven't, go watch the video because you might want to watch Longlegs after. Micah Monroe might be a younger actress, but she's already made her mark on horror with a massive chunk of her resume dedicated to the genre. Monroe proved she was the ultimate scream queen with 2015's It Follows, a cult classic that has become a fan favorite Halloween watch. It Follows is scary. Like, Micah Monroe has for sure earned her spot. I really hope we see Mia Goth in this list. She was in fact not in the list. Coming in at number 6, we have Linda Blair, where you can see her in The Exorcist, the original Exorcist of 1973, The Exorcist sequel, Exorcist II, The Heretic, and of course The Exorcist Believer, which came out in 2023. I love a good reboot. From a pool of over 600 applicants, Linda Blair was hand-selected to play Reagan, the possessed 12-year-old in The Exorcist. That's crazy. She's so young. I don't even know if at that age you can fully understand what the movie is about. She even made a cameo appearance as a reporter in Scream. She definitely is a Scream queen. When most of your resume is horror and you were in the literal Exorcist, you're a Scream queen. Number 5, Dee Wallace. Where will we know her from? Hills Have Eyes. 1977. I don't know about you guys, but the 70s were a scary time for movies. She was in Cujo, Critters, Halloween 2007, and Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I love Jeepers Creepers, kind of underrated. The highly successful cult classic film, which follows a family being hunted by cannibal savages in the Nevada desert. Oh, this is the one that I always get confused with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She went on to star in 8 more thrilling flicks, including Steven Spielberg's E.T. Nice. Go off, Dee Wallace. Number 4, Janet Leigh from the original Psycho in 1960. Final girl who started it all. What is this final girl, you guys? What does that mean? Is that like a horror thing that I don't know? Am I stupid? Is the final girl the girl who dies or the girl who gets away? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You guys are always smarter than I am about this stuff, especially when it comes to lingo, so please let me know what that means. Leigh won a Golden Globe and nabbed an Academy Award nomination for her role as Marion Crane in Alfred Hitchcock's classic Psycho. Definitely. Number 3, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I love it. Definitely a Scream queen. Where you can see her, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She is Buffy. Any of those other movies, any of those other spin-offs, no. Sarah Michelle Gellar is Buffy. Gellar's role as Buffy makes her an instant addition to this list. The actress swung, kicked, and dropped one-liners for 7 seasons on the Vampire series as the titular main character, and spoiler alert, even resurrected from the dead in the process, which already earns her a top 5 spot. Oh yeah. Also appeared in Scream 2, though she took a secondary role, to final girl Neve Campbell. Number 2, Neve Campbell. You will know her from The Craft and the Scream series. There's so many things to love about Scream and its 6+ films, but the franchise's standout performance is that of Neve Campbell. While Sydney starts out as a victim of Ghostface, similarly to Curtis's Laurie, she quickly evolves into a heroine, defeating iteration after iteration of the masked killer haunting her. This is something we just talked about actually in my video on Art the Clown as the Terrifier, because those movies started out with kind of stories that had a lack of substance, and then they brought in a female heroine, like many slashers do, where she actually kicks butt, and it transformed the franchise entirely. And of course, coming in at number 1, Jamie Lee Curtis. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is the number 1 Scream Queen because she has the longest running standing. The Halloween movies came out almost 50 years ago. On October 25th, 1978, Curtis made her film debut in John Carpenter's Halloween, and Laurie Strode, the most iconic Scream Queen of all time, was born. Success of the film, which follows the battle between masked serial killer Michael Myers and teenage Strode, spawned a dozen additional films, a spooky total of 13. And so many filmmakers have copy and pasted the Jamie Lee Curtis, the Michael Myers formula. I talked about it in my last video, which is what actually inspired me to make this video right here. And also to sit down and celebrate my attempt at a Scream Queen movie, which I'm sure there'll be more to come. I will improve. But there you have it, a crash course on Scream Queens. We did this together, and now we both know a little bit more about who Scream Queens are and what they bring to horror movies. Hey, before you go, this is the part where I tell you to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Just wait. All right, please listen to what I have to say. I plan to monetize this channel and use the money to make my own horror movies, so I don't have to ask anyone for money, because I hate that. Free for you. Anyways, I hope you have a very happy Halloween. Drop a comment and let me know what your Halloween costume is, because I didn't have one this year. I haven't put one together. I plan on staying in and being very low-key, so let me know what you decide to do. Hope you have the best time. And I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!